Hey everybody, and welcome to another vlog or whatever this is, because I don't even know. Also messy bed. Still messy. Probably going to be that way until we get a storage space so that we can put some stuff away. Um, but that actually transitions perfectly into what I wanted to talk about today. And I want to preface this with it's not meant to be motivation, but maybe there are some motivational parts of it that you can gather from it. I'm not doing this for, for anyone but myself, to be quite honest, because, well, at the amount of viewership I have on this channel, granted, I took a hiatus for, I don't know, 5-ish years on this channel after I had just started doing it, and so I'm not really expecting like a ton of viewership or anything. And really, for video creation, whether it's this vlogging style or uh, my usual gaming stuff, I pretty much really only create that stuff for myself because of my own enjoyment. And if people like watching it, hey, that's a benefit, that's a bonus, but that's not necessarily expected, shall we say. Um, anyway, so today I actually want to talk about the importance of getting started. I've been listening to a lot of different like YouTube shorts, reels, things like that, and I found myself down in the rabbit hole of motivational speakers for some reason, even though I don't really think I need a motivational speaker right now. I don't know. Maybe I do, but uh, one motivational speaker really stuck with me. I wish I could remember their name, unfortunately. It's one of those things where you're doom scrolling through bed and just listening, and you're like, I don't need. I should have followed the person. That's what I should have done. Um, but I didn't. Admittedly, sorry, I didn't do that. But they were talking about how 9 times out of 10, the thing that stops people from doing anything is really themselves, because they talk themselves out of it. They don't think they could do it. They are too tired, things like that. And don't get me wrong, there is validity in all of those kind of thoughts that go through our head. But what they really wanted to stress while they were talking is the importance of getting started, which I was like, oh yeah, okay, that makes a little bit of sense. Um, so ultimately, what I took away from it is that it's really important to, if you have a dream or a goal or an aspiration or even just something you want to work on, the hardest step is always going to be actually getting started on doing that. And I know I'm speaking to the choir, mainly myself, right? When I talk about this, because I fall into those traps of like, okay, I've just had a long 8-9 hours at work. I just want to veg out. Um, and yeah, I mean, you do need time to sit and decompress, but then ultimately, I end up either going on social media or like scrolling through TikTok or watching a YouTube video that ultimately I didn't really need to do. I could have been doing something else that really is furthering my dreams and goals and ambitions and things that both me and my wife want to do and stuff like that. So, um, yeah, ultimately there is some validity in the importance of getting started. Uh, I know for me, the recent transition where I decided to start my gaming channel over just because like the main channel had kind of lost its focus on what it was really doing, and I felt like I really should just pivot this to something else and not really be focusing super hard on trying to do all these different things, and I need to create different channels and do stuff like that. Like that was a good idea for me, but the problem is I didn't follow through with it because I got started on all the breakout and everything. I just didn't get started on creating the content. You know what I mean? I kind of didn't do the thing that you're supposed to do when you create a YouTube channel and you have an intent to make content. Yeah, didn't do that. Hey, you know what? That's okay because there's still plenty of time. But I am trying to be more cognizant of like getting started. I want to write a book. I did start writing the book, and then I've kind of just, as life has been busy, I kind of haven't picked it up and continued the story on that, but I want to write a book because um, I don't know. Writing for enjoyment is a lot more fun than having to do it for school, right? I really truly believed I hated writing. Mainly because like in school it's like, oh, you got to put a punctuation mark here, or you got to use conjunctions, or blah blah blah, and it's like, oh my gosh, I hate this. Why do I need to do this? But when you're actually writing for enjoyment and like kind of crafting a world, creating a story, doing things like that, um, it is a lot more enjoyable because you're putting a little bit of passion into it. You're really developing something that's kind of going on inside your mind, which there's lots of things going on inside of here, to the point where insomnia is probably something that I suffer from and probably should get checked out. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I don't. Maybe I should just get started on looking on that. Right? Maybe I should take my own advice. But writing for enjoyment's just more fun, and I didn't know that until I actually started doing it. So hoping that it's gonna take maybe a few months, maybe a year or so, once I actually decide to put the pen to the paper and finish writing. I know it's technically all typing and on the computer right now, but once I do that, I'll probably self-publish as well, because I don't want to have to go through a publisher and an editor and all that. And really, I'm just, it's one of those things where I'm like, I'm writing it, I'm creating the story. If it works out, great, fantastic, would love that. If it doesn't, oh well, hey, I created something. I can be proud of that. And that's kind of what I want to emphasize on the thing of getting started is make sure that when you get started on something, whether it's creating a YouTube channel, um, a new diet, I guess, working out, maybe picking up a new hobby or something, make sure you're doing it because you want to do it. I feel like the hustle mentality that kind of is part of my generation, maybe the generations below me, definitely my parents' generation, maybe even boomers, who knows. Um, Actually, I think that's probably just the American culture. The American culture of hustle and hustle and hustle can be toxic, and it can be like, well, you got to do this and this and this and this and this and this. And if you're not doing 20 different things, then you aren't really succeeding in life. You're not doing anything. And I think it's really been a disservice to the American people to kind of have that hustle mentality and not really like it's okay to have hobbies. Like for me, creating YouTube content that maybe doesn't ever see any monetary benefit, but it's something that I do so that I actually feel good about life, or I feel like I've done something, or I feel like I've created something. That's okay. So I want to emphasize, make sure like when you're getting started, and the motivational speaker I listened to also said this is like when you're getting started on something, make sure it's something you want to do because ultimately, starting it always sounds great. And if it's something that you don't really want to do, that you're not super passionate about, that you're not really wanting to learn, you're going to fall short. You're going to fail because you're just not going to stick with it. That's the reason I've been doing YouTube for as long as I have and still haven't, had a major oh, channel's gone insane. Like a lot of younger people would be like, why are you even trying to create content? You haven't gone viral. You don't need to do anything. I'm like, because I enjoy doing it. I like creating. It's a way that I can tie back to some of my past life where I was like an actor on stage and I worked with the film and lights and different things, little fun things that I did when I was a kid that I don't do now because you know what? I gotta pay bills. I gotta do things like that. But I still really enjoy doing all that, and admittedly, I didn't decide to pursue that for full time work because it would stress me out way too much having to do all that. But it's a great hobby. Like I really enjoy doing it as a hobby. It's fun, and that's why I do things like this. So like the motivational speaker kind of spoke out to me. I know I said I wasn't really encouragement for you, but I mean, if you find encouragement in this, I thank you. Um, Maybe get some help because I'm not a very encouraging guy. Let's be serious. But if you do find some kind of encouragement in this, I encourage you to maybe get started. Find that thing that you really enjoy. Who knows? Maybe it's underwater basket weaving. Maybe that's the thing that you're like, I want to do this. And if you learn how to do it, and create a YouTube channel on underwater basket weaving. Actually, I'd be kind of curious. That'd be very interesting. I would probably follow you. But um, if there's something that you want to do, the hardest step is always getting started. It's always the hardest step is always the first step, and once you've gotten that first step past you, it's easier to keep on going. So I encourage you to go find the things that you want to do and go do um, what you want to do. All right, because ultimately, you know, it's going to be up to you to decide what you want to do in life and how you enjoy it. Um, that's all I wanted to say, and that was kind of what was on my mind. Again, I'm pretty much making this video for myself because I'm going to probably need to refer back to it when I'm having those days where I'm like, oh, I'm only going to be able to stream for 30 minutes. Well, again, 30 minutes is better than doing nothing at all. So, yeah. If you tuned in and stayed this long, thanks. Say onomatopoeia because I talked about writing a book and now I have to somehow relate it to some kind of English term. So yeah, go ahead and say onomatopoeia. If you have to look up how to spell onomatopoeia, I'm not going to spell it for you because I would have to do the exact same thing. Just saying. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys on the next ramble, rant, whatever this is that I do. That I sit here and talk to a camera for uh, minutes on end. And yeah, anyway, have fun. Enjoy life. It's raining. That's fantastic. Love the moisture. See you guys later, and goodbye.